So now we're moving on to get a Noir 2 stage. So let's do this. Alright. So with this, Getter Noir, well, quick thing about Getter 2. When it comes to the Getter, honestly, Getter 2 will always be my favorite form. I think it's because when I first played Super Raw Wars, I didn't really know anything about Shin Getter itself. So Getter Noir 2, well, Getter 2 was the coolest one because of the drill. Guess because at the time when I was younger, it reminded me of Gurren Lagann, which we later on learned, is we started watching these things, Gurren Lagann, and took it from this. But yeah, I remember my very first playthrough of Super Raw Wars Double, I only used Getter 2 until I started appreciating the use of Getter 1, while nobody uses Getter 3. It was fun. Ah well, let's continue on. Hold on, just in the mic. Okay. That's all I gotta do? Let's see. Well, let's do this. So we're at the full-time power lab command room. Okay, explain to me from the beginning, Koji. But I already told Professor Yumi what was going on. Well, I've been gone for a while. My father isn't here right now, so... Gotcha. It all started when this black Getter Robo appeared out of nowhere. Getter Noir 1. Except Ryoma and the others didn't know anything about it. Of course they wouldn't because it came from a different dimension called a brain world. If Getter Rebels are there too, then does that make it a parallel world, I wonder? According to them, it's a world of nothingness. So, who was the pilot of Getter Noir 1? Well, his name is Ryoma, and he looks exactly like the Ryoma we know. Then they're the same person but from a parallel world? No, he's actually a clone of the Ryoma in the brain world. He said he was created to fight something called Brahma. So there's another Ryoma in that world? Ryoma had that guy's memories transplanted into him, but he doesn't really know what the deal is with that either. A Ryoma from a different world, with the memories of a different Ryoma. This is all pretty complicated. Yeah, our Ryoma didn't know what to make of it either. Hey Koji, do you think this brain world has versions of us in it too? I mean, I always knew the concept of parallel worlds, but that's about it. Now that there's actually proof of them, anything's possible, I guess. This is coming from Koji Kabuto, the guy that's appeared in almost every Super Robot Wars to date, except for like UX and some other ones. That's just funny. In fact, it could be that Koji Kabuto and Sayaka Yumi not only exist in the brain world, but in other parallel worlds too. They do! A me from a different world, huh? Doesn't have to be limited to just us either. There could be other Mazinger Z's and Aphrodite A's too. They could too. Actually, there's not just the Getter Noir 1 either. There's a 2 and 3 as well. You know, Black Getter 2 and 3. The pilots are also clones of Hayato Musashi. They showed up in our world at different locations than Ryoma did though. Had you met them? Yeah, they came right into us when Dr. Saratoni was trying to take Getter Noir 1 for himself. And then Noir 1, 2, and 3 combined into this huge Getter Dragon, Getter Noir G. Then they took down Dr. Saratomi. Turns out that the Getter Noirs were actually Get machines. I was pretty shocked to learn that. Okay, there's something I really need to ask. Why did Getter Noir come to our world in the first place? That's what we're trying to figure out. It's why Hayato wants me and Tetsuya to stick around a while longer. So looks like I'm gonna be late coming back. Tell that to Professor Yumi for me, okay? Sure. Be careful out there, Koji. Of course. See you later. So now we're at the Tower Bridge. The fundamental parts for the Getter Noirs are identical to our world's Getter Robos, but there are some key differences. The first being that the pilots are fixed for each machine. It's not possible to switch pilots, and certain conditions have to be met in order for them to combine into Getter Noir G. So that means it can't combine and separate at will like our Getters. Each of the Getter Noirs are also capable of fighting effectively on their own, and given the large amount of energy Getter Noir G consumes, it seems it's intended as a trump card of sorts to bring down powerful foes. So if something would happen to one of the pilots, then a replacement would simply be created. They can do that since they're clones, huh? So you have any idea who it was that actually made the Getter Noirs and their pilots? Hard to say right now. The Getter Noirs use super technology that we can't even so much as analyze. Could the creator be the Dr. Saotome of that world, or another being entirely? Hayato, Musashi, you guys got any clue? You guys got any clue of this? I have no information regarding who created ourselves and the Getter Noirs. Me either. Yeah, figures. At this rate, it's going to be some time before we discover a way to return to the brain world. Ah, don't talk like that. Me, Ryoma, and Hayato have been dealing with Getter Rebels for a long time. Now, we haven't figured out everything about them yet. Especially since we haven't been able to finish completely analyzing the Shin Getter Robo, or Shin Dragons sleeping underneath the Saotome Institute. So the one most knowledgeable about Getter Rays and Getter Robos in this world would be Dr. Saotome then. So Sayaka was wondering this earlier. Why exactly is the brain world connected to ours with the transposition gate? Is it because of the Getter Rays? That should go without saying. Maybe the two Ryoma Nagaris were drawn to each other. But there's no telling how many parallel worlds there are. There could be tons of Ryomas out there. Two is plenty. I'm just talking possibilities here. And who knows? Maybe there's a Ryoma in a different world that's full of vigor and into sports out there somewhere. Wow, that's a throwback to the classic one. I can't even imagine that. So then, the Ryoma of this world just coincidentally drew in the Ryo of the brain world. All the way across space-time, across parallel worlds? We're just going to go off of coincidence. This conversation won't be going anywhere. If you disagree, then why don't you tell us what you think? I don't care what brought you to this world. I'm going to return to the brain world and complete the mission given to me. That's all there is to it. That's not much of an answer. Shiba, I think we can be certain that our world and the brain world are indeed connected somehow. I think your conclusion was half right. What do you mean? I'm of the same opinion. We don't know all the conditions that could prove it. Furthermore, we need a key to open the gate. The question is, does it even exist in this world? Suppose it makes sense my clone would think the same as me. What is it? There is a key. So he says, but he's doubtful nonetheless. I know that full well. Hey, you want to share that with the non-Hayatos in the room? What's this about a key? It means exactly what it sounds like. Poof, dodging the question. So in the end, the biggest lead we have to go on are the Getter Rays. Dr. Saotome is the person who'd know most about this in our world, but it's not as if we can just go and ask him. But it's a start. Hayato. Regardless, Dr. Saotome no doubt appeared again to target our Getter Noirs. That's why I keep Mezzinger Z, Great Mezzinger, and Steel G around, right? Exactly. And we're on our way to a certain location now, somewhere we can acquire a clue. Commander, invader swarms have appeared at Satonaka City, and Naruto City. So apparently those three cities are based on what's called different voice actors. So they're voice actors from Go Nagai's 1970 series from Jin Hiromu, Hiroshi Kawanaka, and let's see. Oh, that's all they say about it on here. Well, that was quick. 3 nearby locations at once. Is it? He's awfully trying to lure us out and divide the fighting strength. Either way, we gotta deal with this. Right. Steel G, the big shooter in Noir 3, will head to Kawanaka City, as it's the closest. Mezinger Z, the Great Mezinger in Noir 1 will go to Satanaka City. And lastly, Shingeru and Noir 2 will make their way to Aruta City, the furthest. All hands prepare to launch. Yeah. Hold on, what's that victory connection right there? Okay. So apparently, this is going to be interesting. It wants you to complete it by autoplay to get the actual thing. Okay. So get his SR. One focus. Our Shingetter should be more than enough to handle these numbers. Hayato, you just hang back. That's what I should be saying. What's that? Since the enemy's target is Noir 2, it's more efficient for me to draw the enemy in and take them out myself. He's just as matter-of-factly as the guy he's cloned after. There can be no doubt that Dr. Saotomi is plotting something. In order to uncover what that is, it's necessary that we defeat the enemies here as quickly as possible. You don't have to tell me that. So I want us to do it in autoplay. Okay. I'm respecting and being kind. So, once again, I'm still annoyed that you didn't, in order to unlock Shingetter 2 and Shingetter 3, you had to have apparently gone through the Noir 3 event. Noir 3's event. Which does annoy me because, let's say somebody misses those events. But then again, we missed this event, for instance, because we just started recently. Let's just be thankful. He really used up a getter beam right there? I never understood that with autoplay. That I guess the enemy will do whatever it takes to kill the enemy. That's all it cares about, is destroying this enemy. That's all of them. This was a joke. The invaders that appeared here, were decoys, which means the enemy's real target is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to sort through my mailbox after all this. Granizer? What the heck? I didn't expect Granizer to appear. Yo, if Maxime is on here watching this, hi Maxime, Goldarock appeared. Anyways, get lost, invader bastards! Here they come again. Should have known they'd really be after Noir 1 since it's the main unit for Noir G. That's probably why Commander Jin paired us with Rio. Whatever Dr. Satomi's scheme is, it won't matter once we bring down all the invaders he throws at us. It's not that simple. Since Commander Jin assumed the enemy wouldn't come at us directly, he kept Noir 1 and Shingetter separate, so... This reading belongs to... Shoot in! Dizer, go! Screw Crusher, punch! The heck's that robot? Granizer. He's a friend of ours. But what brought him here? Commander Jin asked me to come. I already know the situation. I'll provide backup for Getter Noir 1. Thanks. I couldn't ask for anything better than Grenadier's awesome power. I'd have been fine on my own. Hey, better safe than sorry. Now save down these invaders something quick. So once again, we still gotta do it the what's called the autoplay route just to get Noir 2 stuff. One of the more interesting things though is Grenadier has it was premiered in, if I remember correctly, Canada, France, and some other places in French language as Goldarock. In fact, if you type in Grenadier on Google Translate, it'll say Goldarock. A friend of mine, when it came to shiny Pokemon hunting, named Bill or Maxime or whatever, he's a big fan of that series. So, yeah. I do wonder though, how is Saotoni controlling these invaders in this world? You never know anymore. Dang, these guys are thrashing them. I'll admit, Grenadier does have a good attack range, but it sucks still when it comes to actual play. I'll never forget people were trying to compare which was more powerful, Grenadier or Messing Kaiser. When you look at this game, everybody's using Messing Kaiser for the big stuff like Conquest, and nobody's using Grenadier unless they need to. Well, slowly killing everything at least. Oh, they killed it all on their own. It's the end of the play. It's the end of the play, and Dr. Saotoni never took this to the stage. Guess Hayato got his prediction wrong. But we do have double Messingers and Grenadier on our side. Maybe that's why the enemy changed their plan? No. They were never after Noir 1 to begin with. And that means... yeah. Continue on. Now we're looking at Noir 3 stuff. You're done for. Michi, any more signs of enemy reinforcements? No, none. I see. There are a lot of them, but maybe they were just decoys. How you holding up, Musashi? Just a few bumps and bruises. Although I'm having trouble getting the cockpit hatch to close. Uh-oh. Hehehe. You opened it just at the right time. You saved us the effort of having to smash it open. When did you get in here? Now let's have you come with us. Yes, come with us. Ugh, get off. Hey, what's wrong? Yeah, hey, what's wrong? What's going on, Musashi? You should go back to your little friend, Steel G. You... This man belongs to us now. Farewell. So stop right there, Michi. We used the radar to track them. The reading's lost. And it's like, how could that be? So they were aiming for Musashi. Huh. Now well. We're at the outskirts of Kawanaka City. To think their one focus for all of this was Musashi. Noir 3 has the worst mobility out of the three of them. In other words, it's the easiest to catch. On top of that, if they had tried to take Noir 3 itself, then our machines would have likely caught up with them. Stinger and Cohen are elusive, to say the least. So they escaped on foot. Tracking them will be next to impossible. So what? They want us to trade the Getter Noirs for Musashi's life? Probably. That kind of cheap trick is just like those two. They aren't aware that Musashi is a clone. They'll think it's the Musashi they know from a parallel world. What's your point? My point is there's no need to rescue Musashi. He can be replaced once we're back in the brain world. Did you seriously just say that? You'd actually abandon your comrade? Trading for our Getter Noirs is out of the question. We'd never be able to return to the brain world without it. Even if you got a replacement waiting, the Musashi in this world might still die. And if he does, all it will mean is that we will be temporarily unable to form Getter Noir G. You son of a... You really are an emotionless bastard. What do you think about this, Rio? We can't lose our Getter Noirs. Then it looks like this isn't going to play out how Stinger and Cohen expected to. Hold on. The Getter team is supposed to be 3 people come together as one. Besides, what if we end up needing Getter Noir G's power to get you back to the brain world? Then we'll find another way. This is ridiculous. It's my fault Musashi was abducted. I was the one with him at the time. If this is how it's going to be, I'll go save Musashi myself. So I'm a cyborg, I should be able to take on Stinger and Cohen. If you were to be captured as well, then they would be able to abuse the Bronze Bell. I can't allow that to happen. Then what are we supposed to do? We're going to the Space Science Laboratory. I've already requested Grenadier be dispatched to serve as our escort. Why would we be going there? To ask Dr. Genzo Uman about the brain world and the transposition gate. We're going to hear his thoughts on how to open the gate. Wait a second, please. Are you saying we're just going to ignore Musashi? We are. I happen to share that Hayato's opinion. No way. You accepted that pretty fast, didn't you? There's no reason to discuss the matter with Musashi any further. Let's hurry to the Space Science Laboratory. This guy. Yeah. I wonder if it's... I guess each one is a moment of development for each character, so my guess is this Hayato will start developing like an actual person and be kind to the Musashi of this world. That's my guess. Oh, okay. Let's continue on. So we still gotta autoplay it. Okay. Now we're at the observation room of the Space Science Laboratory. And so I thought that you might have some inkling as to how to open the transposition gate, Dr. Uman. Well, I can't say that I just happen to know a method to travel between parallel worlds, but I'm certain that opening the transposition gate will be triggered by spatial distortions linking certain connected locations together. Certain connected locations. Spatial distortions. Then do you mean like warp navigation? Quite so, Koji. And I believe you are familiar with that. Are you not, Daisuke? That's right. My spacer has a warp function. I used it to come from planet Fleet to Earth. As I expected. That doesn't mean my spacer can travel to a different world. Naturally. Warp navigation only distorts space within the same world, of course. Could be one of the things that gets the transposition gate open, at least. The key you were talking about before was a spacer, right, Hayato? Yes. Even should we open a door to another world, the destination would be unknown to us. Narrowing it down to the brain world specifically would be even more difficult to do. At any rate, the largest factors at play would be the Getter Rays and the Getter Robos. As we know for certain, they both exist within both worlds. You can consider them to be point of contact, so to speak, but we need to narrow down the criteria even further. Because if those were the only 2 things necessary for travel between worlds, and doing so would be a much simpler task. Even if that were all there was to it, we'd be seeing stuff like this transposition gates a lot more frequently. Then again, this entire game storyline is dimension hopping. Indeed, ignoring the situation on the other side for now, we can conclude that the timing of the transposition gate's appearance on our side is crucial. So then, just what is the mutual point of contact between the two worlds? I'd say it's the extraordinary power of the Getter Robos, like our Getter Noir G and your Shin Getter. Yes, and the high density Getter rays they both channel. I believe those two things are the major points of contact connecting our world to the brain world. If Shin Getter, Getter Noir G, and the Spazer all come together and create a special distortion, then the transposition gate might open. There's no way to be certain that those two high-performance Getter Rebels will be enough, and even should the gate open, there's no guarantee that it will lead to the brain world. We would need something to serve as a guidepost, along with the same conditions to be met on the other side as well. And we'd have no way of knowing it, even if things were set up all set up on their side. Still, we now have a lead as to how we can return to the brain world. And with it comes an entirely new set of problems. If you need Getter Noir G to return to the brain world, then you have to have Musashi as well. Hiroshi's right. Without Musashi, there's no way for you to combine it to Getter Noir G in this world. If we're going to figure out how to get you boys back to the brain world, then the next step is to rescue him. Yeah, let's go save Musashi. That won't be necessary. His kidnappers will contact us sooner or later. At that time, we'll be presented with two choices: the Getter Noirs or Musashi. We'll have to choose between one of them. No, he won't. We'll just get both. She accepted something. This is... Daisuke. Vegan Empire forces are approaching. Launch with Grenadier immediately. Understood. We'll go out as well, Dr. Uman. I'd appreciate it if you would. Hey, Hayato. We're beyond screwed if something happens to Grenadier. I'm going out. We have to deal with the problem in front of us first. I'm going as well. We're gonna figure out a way to rescue Musashi. Then first we gotta beat back the Vegan Empire, huh? Alright, then let's hurry and wipe them out. Aren't you gonna sortie as well? There's something I want to talk to you about before we leave. The downside is, this is all an autoplay, so I can't really do anything. Two choices. So those are the Vegan Empire UFOs. They figured out the Grenadier comes from the space science laboratory after a recent battle. So they'll probably be sending a large force our way. Please everyone, lend me your aid. You don't gotta be so formal about it, you know. And besides, they're the ones in trouble here. Just look at the lineup they're up against. We don't have time to waste on them. Let's take them out fast. We don't need to rush. Just be certain you take them down. What are you talking about? In case you forgot it, we have business to attend to after. I'll say it again. We don't need to rush. Does he really have no intention of saving Musashi? That man wouldn't let an opportunity like this pass him by. So we need to drive this out as long as possible. Unfortunately, I'm just letting them handle it. Hayato is always he's always a smart guy when it comes to the Getter team. I guess Musashi, Benkei, whichever one it is normally the heart. The heart. Because he's fat. Dang. At least these saucers aren't really doing much damage. Getter Noir 2 I might just use though. Luckily all three Getter Noirs can use the Getter SSR apparently. Now we're getting somewhere with all this death. The computer has weird methods, though. Like, it'll use a more powerful attack just to kill, when it shouldn't. Still nothing on them. I wonder though, like, I guess it makes sense since we're almost done. That's game. A new wave of enemies is approaching from the sky. This reading is Duke Fleet. I've come to repay the debt I owe you from last time. I knew it. It's you, Gorman. Yeah, I auto-played it. It's gone. Be careful, everyone. The man behind those saucer beasts is Captain Gorman of King Vega's Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard? Guess that means he's pretty tough. But he's already been defeated once before, hasn't he? You could just say that... You could say just surviving a fight with Grenadier is a testament to his strength. So he's here for a rematch then. Looks like he's plenty prepared for it too. This will buy some time. Now it's just a matter of when. My saucer beast Gingin has been enhanced. This won't end like last time, Duke Fleet. With all these saucer beasts standing in their way, doubt they'll be able to reach me unscathed, regardless. Doesn't look like that dastard's planning on moving. He must be waiting for us to tire ourselves out. Don't have to smash all of his mooks and force him to come and fight us. Not really a fan of the brute force approach here. Whatever. Let's go, Duke Fleet. Right. Now back to the autos. Because unfortunately, we can't do anything. In order to get on the another copy of the SR for Getter Noir 2, it can only be done like that. Dang, it missed the 90%. I swear, this is like... Honestly, I don't like playing the game on auto if I don't have to. But normally the game knows what it's doing if... Because unlike with normal stages, everything in this stage is preset. You can't upgrade anything or do anything like that. So my guess is they're just good to go. I really do hate the fact that saucer beasts have a very long attack range though. Yeah, now it's starting to put an indent in the enemy forces. Never mind. Everything seems to be evaded by literally the highest of accuracy. Yeah, not taking any of these saucers. Ah, finally. This is far from over. All those who oppose the vegan empire will be dealt a bloody death. Hmm? Invaders? They've come, as expected. How are we supposed to fight them like this? Wait, something's odd about the way they're moving. They all slashed onto the vegan empire mechs. They intend to commandeer our machines. They want even my own Sasha beast. Ugh! Send over a mini FO. Damn these blasted invaders. Duke Fleet, I leave this battle to you. There's only one person that'll pull something like this. Ah, that's right, Ryoma. It is I. Old man, I knew it had to be you. It was the most entertaining ploy. But wait, there's more. We've come along as well. And we brought a friend. Sorry, guys. Musashi. I grant you two choices. The Getter in the Wars or Musashi's life. By all means, choose whichever you prefer. So basically, I can imagine it. Do you think Dr. Saratoga would have lines to pilot a Saucer Beast? No, you never know. Let's go on to the next stage. Yeah, same Saucer Beast. And we're still stuck on autoplay. So this is episode 3. 3 hearts. Ha 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 ha. Ooh. Ryoma, Hayato. So Musashi's still alive. Yes, the enemies come doing exactly what we predicted. Is that all you guys have to say? As I just said, we expected this. There's no reason to be surprised. You know damn well that's not what I meant. Great. Grenizer. Oh, great. Grenizer. Return to the Space Science Laboratory. The invaders can still target Noir 3. Roger. Let's go, Duke Fleet. Right. Sorry, everyone. Take care of the rest. As calm and composed as ever, Hayato. I see you deduced what we've come for. Anyone could have figured that out. The Getter in the Wars are the keys to opening the door to our own world. We can require them so that we may evolve even further. Don't you agree, Stinger? Oh yes, we must have them for ourselves. And naturally, we would like to acquire them with as little damage as possible. Which is why you kidnapped Musashi, just like we thought. I'm offering you this deal out of the goodness of my heart. I do hope you'll take that into consideration as you make your decision. The decision between the Getter and the Warriors and Musashi's life. The choice is simple. You will not have our Getter and the Warriors. Ha ha ha. Are you sure you should be saying that? Oh, truly. After all, his life can end at any moment. Ugh. Ah. Tch. Even if we tried to shoot at Koen and Stinger, we just end up hitting Musashi. In the end, these people are always thinking about their friends. They may be putting up a front now, but it's not like how they truly feel. Is it, Koen? Of course not, Stinger. Looks like they've yet to realize that Musashi is a clone. Now then, if you want something regrettable to happen to your friend, if you don't want something regrettable to happen to your friend, you will hand over all the Getter in the Wars to us. We refuse. Go ahead, kill Musashi, if that's what you want. What? Hayato, are you trying to get them to do it? You really let us kill him? You don't care if he dies? That's right. We will not trade our Getter in the Wars for Musashi. That's the best choice. What? There's no question about choosing my life for the Garen Wars. It's obvious which one is more important. Don't be ridiculous. There's only one of you in this world. What? That's right. There are no requirements here. You, Ryo, and Hayato together are what make the Getter team. Without you, Garen Noir Garen Noir G, and the transposition. Now, hurry up and kill Musashi. You interrupted him. Remember that as soon as you do, we're slaughtering every one of you. Heh. Gah. Hmm? Musashi. If you do nothing, this man will bleed to death. If you're gonna do this, just get it over with already. If we're going to kill him, we should make use of him. Shouldn't we kill him? You can use him as long as you can use him as a decoy or a shield while we take the Garen Wars. That would work against Ryoma and I. Have you made your peace, Musashi? Yeah, a long time ago. Hey Hayato, is there something else we can do? Ignore Musashi. What's more important are the enemies. Yeah, the enemies advancing towards us. Prepare to intercept. What? Ryoma, if you gotta say anything, if we don't do something, Musashi will die, just like before. The only thing we have to do now is take out every enemy here. Even you won't? Hang on, is he stalling? Damn, we're just gonna have to take them down. And of course, more autoplay style. Ugh. Dang, for a big machine, Shingetter misses way too much. And again, that'd probably be because my current Shingetter, I haven't even unlocked it yet. Ironically, this is the fastest event because everything's on autoplay, so I don't even have to pay attention. Dang, they're going crazy on this. Looks like they really don't care if he lives or dies. That's right. Good. No, but I don't think that goes for Messenger Z and Steel G. I think there's something we can take advantage of there. Hehehe. The human art is such a frail thing. If we play our cards right, then even the others will. Oh man, we completed it, sorry. What's the next thing? Well, it looks like this man is rather sturdy. No doubt thanks to being a member of the Getter team. No matter what happens, Musashi, we will not hand we will not hand over our Getters. Yes, I understand now that your will is unshakable, so we will take your Getter Noirs by force. After all the effort we went to take a perfectly good hostage, it'd be a shame to let him go to waste. So before that, we're gonna pluck off his limbs one by one. Hmm? You're gonna hear him cry, scream, and shriek till his final breath. So stop! Oh, I'm afraid I didn't catch that. First, we'll start with the right arm. Wait, what'd you say? Wait for what? It looks like you have something to say, Stinger. That's right, Cohen. Sounds like he's going to hand over the Getters to us, doesn't it? The Getter Noirs. Hayato will not be given to you. Huh? Poof. Psst. Ha 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 ha. Were you just trying to stall for time now? Yes, that's correct. He was a little slower than I expected. What? Oh, snap, that's devilman. What? Kept you waiting, huh? Ugh. I'll be taking this. What, are you a demon? No, I'm a devilman. Akira, what are you doing here? Doing Commander Jin a favor. He wanted me to rescue this guy from Cohen and Stinger. So you're one of Koji Kabuto's friends? Of course. Since Devilman is the size of a human, he could easily sneak up on Cohen and Stinger through the air. Precisely. Yeah, I knew he had some kind of plan lined up. That's why you're going along with Hayato. You picked up on it. I wasn't the only one. The other Hayato figured it out too. And you were trying to... Bad time for Devilman. However, we couldn't let the enemy suspect what we were up to. Thought they wouldn't buy the act if Hayato Jin was the only one saying to kill Musashi, so I played along. You really pulled one over on me. We had to take your own personality into account as well. But Musashi's injured. Results are what matter. I'm fine with this. It's not over yet. We still got enemies in front of us. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Now before I give you guys a hand, Musashi's in your care, Usuki. Understood. I'll begin administering first aid treatment. Ha 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 ha. I suppose the idea of even using a hostage was foolhardy to begin with. Ugh. As it's come to this, we'll simply take the Getter in the wars in a straightforward battle. Prepare yourselves. I believe we're the ones that should be telling you that. And then he says, no more holding back from here on out. I hope you're ready for this. So Devilman does exist in this world. This is like a Go Nagai dream world or something. Which makes sense, but still. What is this game trying to do? Ah well, Devilman's able to damage these guys easily. And the good thing is they can barely damage Shingetter. The tough part is Shingetter can... The only Shingetter can actually damage most of these enemies. Yeah, Getter Noir 2 doing its job. Bro, I really do hate invaders. They're so evasive. Then with how big the getters are, it's hard for them to hit anything. At least he uses Dynamite Kick correctly this time. But regardless, that guy's dead now. Kind of sad they don't have what's it called? Trying to remember what it's called. I'm sad they don't have conversations with the enemy. With Shingetter unable to unleash his true power and only 2 Getter Noir units, the period's kind of short of dealing a finishing blow. You can't bring down this Sasha beast, you only run yourselves ragged. Show me just how long you can resist. Heh, you make it sound like 3 isn't going to be joining us. Everyone, we've taken care of all the invaders heading for the Space Science Laboratory. We've heard the details. Musashi, your machine's ready for you. Thanks. I'll need you to take me to it. With your injuries, these scratches won't slow me down, and the only way to bring an end to this is to form Getter Noir G. Right. Alright, I'm in. Let's do this, Musashi. Yeah, time to get some payback for these two and their underhanded tactics. Or tricks. Damn right. We'll show them the power of our Getter Noirs. The 3 of us, once again. Our power's rising. Let's go, Ryoma. Right. It's beautiful. Yeah, I swear I think it's gonna be its own unit probably when all this Getter stuff is over with. Getter Beam with such incredible power, but it's too good to see a new power brought out of. But it's good to see a new power brought out of Getter Noir G, isn't it? Indeed, there's something else I've learned from this as well. So we meet again, Getter Team. Mwahahahahaha. Ugh. You okay, Musashi? Well, it's pretty tough to handle those G's from when we combine with these kind of injuries. I know what you mean. It's probably even worse with Getter Noir G if you aren't careful. If I kick the bucket, they can just make a replacement. Don't talk like that. There's only one of you in this world. That's right, and I really don't want to see you die. Because I'm a clone of Musashi Tomoi? That's not the only reason. Now come on, let's get back to the Space Science Laboratory. You need medical treatment. Huh. And I guess that's the entire event. Back in the observation room. Musashi's wounds were deep, but with the appropriate treatment, they won't prove fatal. I see. Thank goodness. Sorry, if I'd gotten here a little sooner, he might not have ended up in such a sorry state. On the contrary, you're the reason this operation went as well as it did. Heh, well, the best way to trick your enemies is to trick your allies, is how the saying goes. I've got a complaint about that. Hayato, why did you tell us about the plan until the very last moment? That's right, you were planning to rescue him from the beginning. You could have said something about it. If even a small part of the plan had been exposed, we'd have lost our chance of rescuing Musashi. Information sharing had to be kept to an absolute minimum. That, and some of us are poor liars. That's true, especially to someone as straightforward as Hiroshi. You say that like it's a bad thing. It is. You very nearly revealed vital information to our enemy. Ah, sorry about that. Did you realize what was going on, Rio? I knew Hayato had something up his sleeve, so I just focused on fighting the enemies in front of me. That's a very you answer. So Hayato, why did you only reveal your plan to the other Hayato over there? Because he was the first one that realized my plan. When did that happen? When you first arrived at the Space Science Laboratory, I overheard a conversation between Hayato and Dr. Uman and realized they'd had something in the works behind the scenes. Huh? How did you figure it out that long ago? It's a simple explanation. I am also Hayato Jin. We think exactly alike. Heh. And now Noir 2 is mine. It looks so cool. Alright then, there's a fourth stage? Well, that's ended it for now, though. Alright. Since it's already been an hour, thank you all for watching. We'll continue to the next part. Goodbye.